gone, I am unable to think. I am empty.
They took out King's Bridge! Air Defense Command has ordered an evacuation. You've been ordered to give up Grace Maria. You've got to be nuts! Listen! The plan is to withdraw, meet up with all remaining forces from each area. All stricken team members assemble for takeoff. For the glory of our country. Then regroup for a counterattack.
You have to leave now. As far away from here as you can. They're coming from the sky.
Nimbus launch. Go side to all forces. We must implement an emergency reformation. Garuda team, thought you could use some cover. What's this? Missiles. Let's do this, Garuda 1! Running out. Attack request, roger.
I don't know a whole lot about war.
Go side, there's some interference.
But there's something I need to tell you.
Moving through their line of defense. Go! All planes, we're going to take back Grace Maria today.
Here we go.
Got everything?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Here, honey. An offering for the king.
See you later, Mom.
Listen to your teacher, okay? And, give the king my best.
Dance with an angel, Mom.
Yeah. Maybe we'll tango today instead of waltz.
That's our way of saying goodbye. My husband is an Air Force pilot and refers to fighter planes as angels. When he'd go on a mission that kept him away from home, I'd tell him in frustration to go dance with his angels. Matilda grew up hearing this, and now she uses it all the time. There's a nice view of the King's Bridge from our house. That iron giant is the pride of Grace Maria, our capital city. In the old quarter of the city beyond the bridge, you can make out an ancient castle, which is even more famous than the bridge. My daughter Matilda is going there on a field trip today. In the throne room rests the Golden King. He's been smiling for a good 600 years now. The king was a gentle person who was a bit on the small side. but he crafted a giant suit of armor that convinced his enemies to surrender without a single fight. Afterwards, they found such warmth in his smile that they bowed down to him in humility. Anyway, that's how the story goes. His smiling face still touches the hearts of our people. The very face my daughter and the others got on a bus to see this morning.
That was a brand new day.
The song on the radio seems to be a perfect match for the sunny weather.
Radio's taking all of your favorite requests.
I have no idea what's happening. That awful sound and the shaking. Was that a blast of wind from an explosion? The castle disappeared behind a pillar of flame.
Attention all pilots. Our capital city, Grace Maria, is under attack by unknown aircraft. Damage from the attacks is widespread throughout the city. All planes scramble and intercept all threats immediately.
Garuda team, time to take off.
They took out King's Bridge! Who's attacking? What the hell is going on? Control, get those planes up fast! Roger that. Preparing for takeoff. I want a damage assessment now! We've taken extensive damage from those bombers, including a number of civilian casualties! What's going on with the bombers? We can't hold out much longer. What? The orders from above! Bolter, take it off! Yes, set 'em up. I want every plane that leaves. Garuda 1, you are cleared for takeoff. Don't get overeager. Just do what you always do. Garuda 1 liftoff. Cerberus team runway clearance granted. Takeoff when ready. All aircraft under airborne command's jurisdiction following takeoff. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. Airborne warning and control system ghost eye to all scrambling defense craft. The situation has not yet been ascertained. We must implement an emergency reformation. Follow your individual instructions. Garuda 1, you do not have a wingman. Let's see. Shamrock. Shamrock, are you alone too? Very well. As of now, you're Garuda 2. Okay. back. No time for introductions now, though. Go ahead and I'll follow your lead. Never was good with directions anyhow.
Garuda team, you are authorized to engage any hostile aircraft above Grace Maria.
Roger that. May the Golden King smile upon us.
Ghost Tide, Garuda 1 Talisman, and Garuda 2 Shamrock. We are currently in a state of emergency. Our nation is under attack by unknown forces. Do whatever you can to fend off the invasion.
Garuda 2, roger that. Garuda 1, you call the shots.
This is Commander Windhunter of the 15th Squadron. The enemy is expanding its field of attack. Stay alert.
Garuda 1, there's too many of them. Use your SP weapon.
All ships to terminate enemy forces over the bay. Get those anti-air guns ready for battle.
This one's going on. It's all anti-aircraft fire on those bombers. Don't let them get any closest.
We interrupt this program for an emergency news report. Grace Maria is currently under attack by unidentified aircraft. The damage apparently extends throughout the entire capital.
Please be safe.
We've got an ID on the invaders. We're engaged with the Estovakian military.
The Estovakians? Their economy's been in shambles for years. Looks like they finally snapped. Get him! Get right once more!
Garuda 2 fired. Okay, Shamrock, roger that. I'm on the attack.
Enemy tanks have made it to the ground and are coming at us. Prepare to engage.
Fox 3. Enemy chopper down.
Looks like the stogies are running out of steam. Had enough, boys? So those bastards think they can barge into someone's house without even calling first.
Unbelievable. I say we teach him a few manners before we kick him out.
The bridge! The bridge! Calm down and give me a sit right in monkey. Which bridge are we talking about? Nice one. Take care of these mistakes and get them all up here. Like shoot a fish in barrel.
An intense ground war is taking place in the East District. We strongly urge all citizens of Grace Maria to stay indoors at this time.
Fox 2, my tank company advance. Keep those airborne tanks from moving to ammo. 3 more, now!
Garuda team, watch your necks out there. Stick with close-range targets and run them down.
I'll take care of this one.
The Estovakian threat level has been reduced. You should be able to hold out against them.
Garuda 1, we've almost got him. Let's do this one plane at a time.
Where should I direct the people now?
Lock on. Garuda 1, Fox 3.
Ah, you made it. Locking on. Shamrock, Fox 2.
assessment now.
I have him.
Left wing damage, I'm out of control! Force isn't half bad. Enemies cowering like babies. They act like they own the sky. Fox 2!
Fox 3, Fox 3.
I've got lock on. Watch out! has a lock on you!
Don't let any of them get by!
Talisman is locked on.
All airborne tanks have been destroyed. Ghost Eye, how are things on the ground?
We've managed to stave them off so far, but we've got to stay on constant alert.
Roger that.
Fox 2, Fox 2.
Included 2 fire.
I'll take care of this.
Dead ahead.
We're heading for Sector E2. You guys take over here.
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
Almost out of special weapons.
A missile! Look out!
Get him! Head rush once more! The enemy's destroyed the ranch with his fancy moves.
I've got a lock!
Our runway's been bombed to hell! It's totally useless now!
Garuda 1 out of special weapons.
Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you!
Watch out for that missile, Garuda 1.
Look out so they can never do this again! We can't let any of the enemy survive! Alright, shake me off!
That's what I like to hear. Our Air Force is holding down the enemy. Keep it up.
The Estovakian threat level is even lower now. Drive them out of Ameria.
Igon to Strigan, team. We are prepared to launch. Strigan leader to Igayan. We will commence mission operations once your delivery is complete. Attention all aircraft. We are ready for Nimbus launch. Begin the countdown. Booster ignition complete. Launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire! Engage the enemy at will following Nimbus impact. Finish them off.
What's this? Missiles!
Number 3, your radio's down! Number 3, where are you? Somebody in the cruise missile just detonated in midair! Half our planes have been wiped off the radar!
What the hell was that? Where are they coming from?
Enemy cruise missile incoming.
Those are no ordinary cruise missiles. Evade like hell if you want out of this alive!
Damn it! What about our city? What about Grace Maria?
What the hell's happening?
Hey, I'm on your side. Isn't your IFF working?
Warning, additional has ordered an evacuation. You've been ordered to give up Grace Maria. Break away from this airspace and head west.
Are you out of your mind? We can't comply with that order.
We are militarily at a huge disadvantage. Comply with the order and head west.
This is avalanche. We're not going anywhere.
Listen! It's only temporary. The plan is to withdraw, meet up with all remaining forces from each area, then regroup for a counterattack. We can't afford to lose you. Follow the order.
This is Garuda 2 to Garuda 1. We really should get out of here. Target fuel confirmed. That's it, Dusha. Looking good. We are going to sweep an area under the rug.
West, head west!
I can't figure these guys out.
Garuda team, you're about to exit the combat zone. Maintain your course west to leave the airspace. Combat zone. Head for the rendezvous point.
I promise we'll be back for you. Just a little longer. I promise. Reinforcements, stay alert.
Ghost died. Garuda 1, Talisman, and Garuda 2, Shamrock. We are currently in a state of emergency. Our nation is under attack by unknown forces. Do whatever you can to fend off the invasion.
Garuda 2, roger that. Garuda 1, you call the shots. This is Commander Windhover of the 15th Squadron. The enemy is expanding its field of attack. Stay alert. Garuda 1, there's too many of them. Use your SP weapon.
All ships to terminate enemy forces over the bay. Get those anti-air guns ready for battle.
This one's going up. Is all anti-aircraft firing those bombers. Don't let them get any close.
We interrupt the program for an emergency transport. Grace Maria is currently under attack by unidentified aircraft. The damage apparently extends throughout the entire capital.
Please be safe.
We've got an ID on the invaders. We're engaged with the Estovakian military.
The Estovakians? Their economy's been in shambles for years. Looks like their final snapped. Get him! Get right once more! Garuda...
Our military has escaped destruction because of your valiant efforts on the battlefield. But our capital, Grace Maria, has been temporarily occupied by Estovakian forces, and our central government has been usurped by them as well. The nation of Estovakia had declared war with our country as it simultaneously launched a surprise attack on Grace Maria. In response, the Republic of Imeria's Political Council unanimously adopted a resolution of open war against the Federal Republic of Estovakia. Our forces remaining on the Imerian mainland are still fighting in desperation to protect our country. Once our intelligence has been sorted and confirmed, the Republic of Imeria's armed forces must immediately regroup and counterattack against the Federal Republic of Estovakia. The beautiful country of Imeria belongs to us, and only us, the Imerian people.
Fire and smoke rises from the city before me. The King's Bridge is gone. Oh no. No!
Matilda!
I vaguely hear a scream of terror that sounds much like my own voice from afar. I feel as though the Golden King's gentle smile is moving farther away from me. Every now and then, I tell my daughter the story of the night some years ago a night when the sky was radiant with shooting stars. That night, your father and I made countless wishes together. An asteroid called Ulysses came into Earth's orbit and disintegrated into millions of pieces, which poured down on the land below. As we watched the shooting stars that night, fragments from the asteroid rained down on our eastern neighbor, Slovakia, damaging a great deal of their infrastructure and devastating their economy. Soon after, the news reported that their nation had fallen into a civil war, one that would last for years. Eventually, the internal strife was brought to an end when the generals came into power. In the midst of hardship, the citizens of Slovakia were convinced that the only way they could recover as a nation was to rely on a military government led by these generals. Before long, they went so far as to invade our nation, the Republic of Ameria. Our military was forced to retreat to Kesid, an island far to the west. My husband, a fighter pilot, also hasn't come home since. I walk on. I am unable to think. All I can do is follow the others. Ever since we came to the twisted remains of my daughter's school bus, my soul has left me. I am empty. Some of our tanks are parked at the approach to the bridge.
There's a train still running on the other side of the river. She goes all the way out to the edge of the border. We've got to blast this bridge before the enemy gets a hold of it. So move it or lose it, people.
Here I see the wreckage of a jet that was shot down. On what's left of the nose, I can make out some writing. Melissa. It's my name. What a cruel twist of fate for me to see this. My pilot husband, who had left for work that day with the same loving look on his face as always. He had painted my name on his angel. I go into the crowd on the train and endure 2 weeks of pure hell before finally ending up at a refugee camp at the border. I don't know any of the names on the list. My compatriots, who have now become refugees, gather around a single radio to listen to the broadcast. Even though the station is broadcasting out of Grejsmeria, occupying forces have taken complete control of the airwaves. The enemy must have completely overtaken our capital, Grejsmeria.
And although newer parts of the city have suffered considerable damage, the castle and a significant section of the old quarter have escaped relatively unscathed.
The castle's okay.
However,
Thank God.
the announcer went on to say that our castle was robbed of countless antiquities that once were elaborately displayed in our castle. Stripped bare.
As the Slovakian military, it is our sworn duty to govern this crumbling nation and get it back on its feet, starting right here in Grejsmeria. I found a group of street children in front of the central station here, where the area has literally been reduced to a slum. Step on up here, little girl. What do you have to say about all this?
Go dance with the angels, mister.
My ears were not deceiving me. That voice belonged to my daughter, Matilda.
I am Lieutenant Colonel Wojciech of the Slovakian Air Force. I arrived on a train to Gracemeria. To my detriment, I sustained a leg injury in the early stages of the war, relegating me to ground duty. I am now working as an intelligence officer for the Air Force. The ceiling has collapsed in the central station. From there, the city appears resigned to its fate beneath the Slovakian flag. What a pitiful sight. But at least there are no craters to mar the land. They are lucky in that sense. There goes my spare clothing. They will not be so lucky with these documents. What a miserable city this must be, with their children in such a state. The fine works of art, once displayed in this castle, were completely gone before the occupation forces arrived. Even the ancient armor of the Golden King, the collective heart and soul of the city's people, along with the crown, have disappeared without a trace. I must relay this unfortunate information back to the generals in my country. They were quite fond of those antiquities.
A large-scale formation of Slovakian bombers is heading toward Vitose, a city here on the island of Kazid. The enemy is plotting to storm Campania Airport, where our military is stationed, to stamp us out and put an end to this thing. Enemy bombers are approaching Vitose from the north. Our advance team estimates they'll be above the city in about 15 minutes. Air units are to cooperate with our radar facilities and resume operations. An enemy takeover of Vitose would mean the ultimate destruction of our country Emeria and of our Emerian people. Intercept them at once.
Which plane should I select? out my weaponry. Are we ready to fly with these planes?
Garuda team, time to take off.
Garuda 1, you are cleared for takeoff.
Those bombers have passed through the mountains and are still on course for Vitose. They're here. Head back to the base if you need supplies. You can land there at any time.
Takeoff complete. Good luck up there.
Garuda team, a formation of enemy bombers is on its way to Vitose. Take them out.
Fight a good fight, troops. We're our only hope.
This territory's all we've got left. Garuda team, it's in your hands. We've got to intercept those bombers. Stay within range of the radar facility. That should give you the upper hand in battle.
Look at all that smoke. They're under attack on the front line. Our air defense network won't last much longer. All pilots, make sure the bomber squadron can do its job. A miss!
More enemy bombers detected on radar. It looks like another formation.
All planes head back to base when you've got bombs. Initiate bombing sequence. Area's taken at last already.
American Continental forces have succumbed to the might of our armies and rightly admitted defeat.
This is the enemy's propaganda broadcast.
More planes are showing up on radar. It's another bomber formation. Intercept.
Our merciful government in their benevolence has taken it upon themselves to restore order to your former capital, Great And let us feel it press on reaching away your final days, bring to our routing.
Damn it! What a bunch of lies! Don't be thinking you can get through here! Second enemy bomber is down.
More enemy bombers incoming. There's quite a few this time.
Leave this to me. I'll smoke the rest of them.
descent for Garuda 1. Take out those bombers first and foremost. Don't worry about the escorts.
Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you! Lock on! Focus on the bombers. Is Slovakia trying to raise our entire country? 6 enemy bombers down. Was that the last of them? That makes number 7. Almost in effective range.
Talisman is locked on. Bomber number 8 confirmed down. Enemy bombers are approaching the city. Intercept.
All planes back now. All enemy bombers have been eliminated. We somehow plugged every last one of them.
Enemy bomber formation is confirmed down. I have to say you handled things well.
All that praise on us has got me a little too red in the face to go back home.
Roger that, Avalanche. I'll just report you as gunned down and missing in action.
That's pretty harsh, Ghost Eye. All planes, it's time to get on home now. Try and make it back for supper.
Those bombers have passed through the mountains and are still on course for Vitose.
They're here.
Head back to the base if you need supplies. You can land there at any time.
Takeoff complete. Good luck out there.
Garuda team, a formation of enemy bombers is on its way to Vitose. Take them out.
Fight a good fight, troops. You're our only hope.
This territory's all we've got left. Garuda team, it's in your hands. We've got to intercept those bombers. Stay within range of the radar facility. That should give you the upper hand in battle.
Look at all that smoke. They're under attack on the front line. Our air defense network won't last much longer. All pilots, make sure the bomber squadron can do its job. A miss! Watch out for the shockwave!
More enemy bombers detected on radar. It looks like another formation.
All planes head back to base with the arms. Initiate bombing sequence. Further enemy attack. Where is taking the last breath?
American Continental forces have succumbed to the might of our armies and rise the initiative beat.
This is the enemy's propaganda broadcast.
More planes are showing up on radar. It's another bomber formation. Intercept.
Our merciful government in their benevolence has taken it upon themselves to restore order to your former capital, Great Maria. And you just indicated on reaching a ray of final pain brings you to a raw game.
Damn it! What a bunch of lies! Don't be thinking you can get through here! Second enemy bomber is down. You gonna let him strike the city again? You must protect Cassid.
More enemy bombers incoming. There's quite a few this time.
Leave this to me. I'll smoke the rest of them. Headquarters have the civilians evacuated?
The enemy bombers have been intercepted. Enemy aircraft around the Kesed perimeter have been significantly weakened. Our forces have taken advantage of this opportunity to arrange a swift counterattack. We expect the best from you.
My daughter is alive somewhere in Grace Maria. It took me days to get here. Days of walking. But I know this road ends somewhere up ahead. There was no need to think about how to cross the river. Didn't that soldier on the tank say they were going to destroy this bridge before the enemy came? I start to feel as if things never go as they are said to.
You've been ordered to start the mission now. The interception op was a success. Enemy air units around Kesed have been weakened. And the Republic of Ameria's military has taken full advantage of this prime opportunity to initiate a counterattack operation with all forces participating. Enemy forces have established a wide-scale defensive line around Sipley Field, consisting largely of tank battalions. Our ground forces are set up to cross the river and penetrate it, and eventually regain control of Kesed. Garuda team, we need you to support our advancing ground units and eliminate all enemy forces. Multiple units will be simultaneously carrying out various operations on the ground. Pay attention to the airspace above each operation area and provide support as needed. This must be the first time you've ever participated in a mission of this scale. The battle simulator is a good way to get some practical experience under your belt. Godspeed.
Garuda 1, how about my weapon? Are we ready to fly with these planes?
Garuda team, time to take off.
To all forces, we're about to engage enemy units on the other side of the river from multiple angles.
This is Warlock Battalion. We'll be keeping the central unit occupied.
Rox Battalion here. We're set up to hit all enemy units on the east side.
Still gunners here. We've got the west side covered.
Garuda team, provide cover for our troops on the ground and eliminate all Slovakian ground forces. Choose any area you want to cover. Cross the return line if you need supplies. It's at the south end of the airspace.
They've got way more guys than us. Great confidence booster, huh? Let's get on it, Garuda 1. Did you know that 90% of our operational forces are out on the battlefield? I love it. It's the bet of a lifetime. Open your eyes, Maria.
Use the Operation ID device when the battle gets too heavy. Your radar display can be toggled for each operation.
Warlock, we're about to contain the main enemy forces across the river. Blast the hell out of anything that moves. This went off target. Guess those operations...
Don't let enemy forces reach Warlock Battalion. Take them out before they cross the bridge.
Still gunners here. Moving to engage the enemy across the river. Requesting support. This is Yellow Jacket. Push out. Firm zone for fire artillery across the river.
XSM is active. Enemy tank has been destroyed.
Score to kill. Careful now. The enemy has you on radar. You're a body bag.
Garuda 1, Fox 2.
Enemy forces collapse. Captain, now's our chance. All tanks, focus your fire dead ahead. We're gonna take that gun site, Grace Mary.
Missile was evaded.
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar. Garuda 1 scored a kill. Enemy chopper shot down. Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you! Go get him!
Lock on.
We've taken control of the gun site. Thanks for the air support. Those guys are reliable. Still gunners here, ready to attack main enemy forces from the west.
Roger that. Garuda team, move on to a different unit. Ghost Eye to Garuda team, listen up. Aircraft that have already completed their operation objective are being sent your way. Call them in when you need backup.
I'll take care of this one.
Walk's battalion is a small-scale unit. Don't let the enemy surround them. They'll need the best backup you've got to offer.
Keep on firing. Get through this and the main battalion's up next. The stories have no skills. This'll be a walk in the park. That fighter plays Come some fire support. Right on time, Steel Gunners. Moving into offensive. Looks like they've got some anti-aircraft guns in the mix. Better go and ready for anything. Finish them all before they cross the bridge. Better take them all out at once. Anti-aircraft guns, hit with the program. Shoot those planes out of the sky. About half the enemy forces are down. I don't think they'll be getting in any further. Our firepower is far superior to theirs. This is a disgrace to our country. The enemy's easing up. Time to push forward. Cross my luck. How's this even possible?
Enemy tank destroyed.
All tanks, it's time to wrap this up. Take them all out.
Garuda 1 launched missile.
That pilot has some skills. Somebody better shoot him down. Garuda 2, roger that.
Ground target destroyed.
The main enemy battalion has been destroyed. Thanks for that sweet air cover, boys. Teamwork's a beautiful thing, ain't it? This is Warlock. The main enemy forces are down. We're breaking off into 2 groups to clean up whatever's left.
Enemy forces have been dealt a heavy blow. All planes, move into action against any forces still remaining.
They're not going anywhere. I won't let them get away. Talisman, don't go thinking you can win this war war by ourselves. If the enemy becomes more than you can handle, don't be afraid to request allied support.
Missile struck target.
Enemy's got a SAM locked onto you!
Our tanks can deal with the ground. And our aircraft gunners, keep those fighters out of range! The enemy's trying to whisper its way out. Ain't gonna happen on my watch. Retreat, I got
Just cross over the safety line and head back to base if you need supplies. Box 2.
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
Watch out for that missile, Garuda 1. Half of the remaining enemy forces are down.
We're halfway there.
I want the tank battalion to keep up its delaying tactics. The transport battalion withdraws first.
Enemy tank has been destroyed.
Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you! Box 2!
There aren't many enemies left out here. All planes, we're almost done. Don't get shot. Please respond. Anyone! HQ! HQ! Damn it! I missed.
This area has been cleared of enemy forces. Mission complete. Get back to base.
Looks like I won the bet.
That's one step closer to Grace Maria. Garuda 1, I've got a hunch we'll be going home a lot sooner with you on board. I'm counting on you, Talisman.
Ghost Eye to all forces. We're about to engage enemy units on the other side of the river from multiple angles.
This is Warlock Battalion. We'll be keeping the central unit occupied.